Welcome to the end of Yojo June, and welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about G.I. Joe Classified. It's pretty much all that they really covered. That's, I guess, all that they do now, as Hasbro makes G.I. Joe Classified. So, this last one, very little to no surprises. Little surprises. There was some small amount of surprises to it, but not a huge showing. Again, not a bad Yojo June. I didn't pre-order anything today. I don't plan to pre-order any of this stuff. I plan to get the stuff at Target when it shows up, get a good price on it, get one of those 10 off of 40 deals or something like that, 20 off 100 or 25 off 100 or something like that. That's my plan for most of this stuff, and most of it is just regular mainline pre-order stuff, not anything really. I don't think any of this stuff is exclusive to Pulse that went up for order today. Well, let's get into this. Let's talk about it. I mean, it didn't go out with a bang. It just went out with about how the last have gone. So it's not horrible. Let's talk about this coming up. Alright, so we did get more pictures of Iceberg, and he does look more classic. Coloring is a lot better, so I think, well, I know. When I'm at Target and I'm holding the figure, it's going to be an easy buy. It's not going to be, oh, nope, I don't want to buy it. So that's a good thing, so I'll give that a plus. That's awesome. Nice looking colors. Figure looks great. Great addition to the team. And here it is. Still, I don't think the in-hand one looks as good as the renders, but I do believe when we see it in hand ourselves, the colors are going to match more correctly. It's just the way it is, I believe. But, I mean, that still doesn't look great. The render looks really good. But Iceberg is going to be a great looking figure. Duke, now this is the rugged Duke. And not really all that great, in my opinion. Nothing all that special. Some people love it. I've been hearing other people say it looks exactly like Resolute Duke. So, I agree with that. I did not do the Resolute stuff very well. Very much. So, yeah, it does look a lot like Resolute Duke. And there's going to be another one that they say is an Energon Duke's coming down the road. But let's get into what they showed here. Now, this is an in-hand version of the Toxo Viper. And the cool thing is we can see the actual figure itself. And I think they did a pretty good job. The lighting in here makes it look darker. The purples pop a little bit brighter than that. So it is a little bit better looking than that in person, or let's say when you get it in hand, it's gonna look better than that, definitely. But overall, I mean, it's got the little flame effects, kind of cool stuff. I think they did an all right job on it, and it's a troop builder, so people probably buy multiples. I still don't think it's gonna sell that well. I mean, I don't think this is gonna be one that sells like gangbusters. It's not gonna be like a Bat or a Cobra Trooper or anything like that. Start getting into the later years, you start getting some of these that are just not as popular. I think this one's not as popular, but it is cool how they set it all up. That looks good. Then we get into Mistress Armada, and now the Mistress Armada figure, I understand this is Destro's son's wife, I guess. Is that how it works? And then her face mask is, she had gotten it to kind of be part of the family, and made it herself to adapt it or whatever. I like the fanned money, the sword, it looks good. A figure that probably, if I see her in person, I'd pick her up. Nothing that I get too excited about. And I don't have a display just of Destro's squad there. But yeah, I will say, a cool looking figure overall. And then getting a little bit more clarity on what this Synapse figure is. It is an interesting looking figure. And this is where you got to decide. Are you interested in new characters out of the blue? Or do you just really want the old characters? They're running out of popular existing characters very quickly. So stuff like this is just to be expected. And in all reality, it is cool. If this was a figure they made in the vintage line in the 80s, in 88, it would have been an awesome figure, I think. So I still might pick it up. Because you do get quite a bit with it, with the extra hand. Talk to the hand with the eyeball, and there he is from behind. So, new figure, Synapse. this kind of stuff, more and more, this is probably going to show up. It will be interesting to see how well this sells. It'll be interesting to see if this is something that is steep clearance in a year. I don't know. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. But then getting into stuff that I really get more and more excited about. I get more excited about stuff like the Retro series line. And then, of course, obviously fixing the Falcon. We got to fix the Falcon. That looks very retro. That is right on with what a Falcon should look like in my mind. And so I am the collector that wants it to look as close to the cartoon or the original toy, depending on the character, than some reimagination of it. And so I think that there's plenty of room in Classified to deliver both versions. Give a reimagined version and a retro as you can get versions. This is as retro as you're going to get with the G.I. Joe Classified Hasbro. And that face sculpt looks fantastic. So, I mean, win. Probably in a few months, 6 months. Just kidding. A win, but when will it show up? And then, of course, we got the Valkyrie, and this is a retro card. This is not a figure we had back in the day, so putting on a retro card seems kind of weird, but at the same time, they're just reprinting the same idea with the Crimson Guard. Now, I don't have the Crimson Guard. I saw it for $28 at the GameStop, but nowhere else. So I didn't pick it up. Now, it might be at BBTS, other places. I'm not paying up for that. I do kind of feel like the $28 price point is stalling people on buying these because, you know, they're $20 figures. Now they're charging you NECA pricing. It's just kind of frustrating. Flash, definite pre-order. It's not up yet though, so none of these retros are up for pre-order yet. I will pre-order Flash just because the massive popularity of him, and that it's the original 12 I don't care a whole lot for, but I do care for him on a vintage card back. So that's Catch-22, speaking out of both sides of my mouth at the same exact time. Here comes Tomb Raider, and yeah, it's crossover Lara Croft. You get one. That's a good looking Lara Croft figure. I never thought I'd want a Lara Croft figure. I actually want this now. Now, SDCC exclusive, is she going to be $35? I mean, probably. Like, she comes with a bunch of crap that doesn't need all of it, but it's still really a cool figure. I wouldn't have been. Someone said, "Hey, you want to order this Lara Croft figure?" That's cool, but I don't care. This looks good and double classified. And that's just really harnessing the power of Classified. Something like this could exist. They could do Bionic 6, the whole team. They could do it. Well, that'd be more like Marvel, but they could be doing a lot of these things, crossing over into the video game territory. We're going to be getting the Crimson Snake armor, and just reissuing it in red. I think two things are going to happen. Number one, the people that missed out on the original run, which, again, there's no reason, because it's not a HasLab, there's no reason they couldn't put the original one back up. So, but the red one, they could put it out in red, so people that missed the original could get it. But I bet they eventually put the original back out again, because it just doesn't make sense not to. There's no rules. They didn't create rules that say they're not allowed to put it back out again. So I think the original one's coming eventually. I just don't know when. But as of right now, there's a red one coming in the pipeline. They're going to finish up the Slaughter's Marauders team, so I really haven't kept up with this. So I don't know exactly like who's left. But it's cool. I've got a few. I didn't get them all. I guess I missed out on Spirit or something. I wasn't paying $70 for a 2-pack, so I guess this will probably be another $70 2-pack or something. Ridiculous nonsense. I probably wouldn't pay up for that because I saw a lot of these on clearance and cheaper. So I'm just gonna have the cheap ones, I guess. Then we get into Slaughter's Triple T. Not a lot of information about it. It's sort of just like here's a hint that it's coming, but we don't know. Obviously, they're probably going to include Sergeant Slaughter with it. Slightly different gear, but I mean, how much different? I know the vintage one, you had the Melloway, or the standard one. Then you had the one that came with Triple T. and then you had like 3 or 4 different versions. Oh, you had the Slaughters, Marauders, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not gonna call it Mad Marauders. It's never gonna be Mad Marauders for me. But I don't need another Sergeant Slaughter, and I'm not sure I need a Triple T in it. They did allude to, well, Big Mac did allude to basically there's going to be a cover over. You could have a cover over the Triple T so he's protected in there, or you can have him raw dogging it with no cover. So either way, however you want to do it. This is how they all look in their packaging, and pre-orders are up everywhere. If you're interested, I don't see that BBTS is sold out of any of this stuff yet. That's what the first place I checked. But yeah, it's all still there. Last week's pre-orders are still there. Cobra Commander's back up. Deep 6, let me see. Is Deep 6? No, Deep 6 is sold out. So maybe you have to click on each one to see if they're sold out. But it's kind of weird how any of these figures that are not exclusives are sold out, because you know they're going to show up in droves once they're produced. But anyhow, if you're interested in pre-ordering these, pre-order them. I'm playing the waiting game, just going to find for sure Iceberg. Probably am going to get the Toxo Viper. And then I'm on the fence on the Synapse and Mistress Armada. And I'm a hard no on that Duke. Alright, so let's talk about a couple things that I was expecting to see that I didn't see, that maybe we'll hear about at Sdcc, because that's probably the next thing coming up that would talk about this stuff. And that's the Thunder Machine. Now, this picture is courtesy of Dallas Vintage Toys. This is in their sold section. They sold a vintage one for $75 complete. And with the Thrasha figure, I've got mixed feelings about the Thunder Machine, because I think that most people collecting this line are mostly interested in the figures. Not everybody wants to get the Thunder Machine or every vehicle. Some people love the vehicles and want that Thunder Machine. But I really think it should be split up. You should have Thrasher separate. I really do feel like people want to finish it. I didn't like having to buy the Swamp Skier to get that girl that came with it. I don't remember her name. But I would probably pick this up, though. It'll probably be 110. I'm assuming, I guess, if they make it, if and when they make it. But I was expecting to see it in Yojo June, and we didn't get it. So we didn't even get the Triple T. We just got a quick reveal of Triple T. So then Globulus, probably going to be Sdcc. This is something that we've gotten, I guess, the last 3 Sdccs. We got Cobra Law. We started with Once a Man. We got Pythona. We've got, they just recently released the deluxe version of a troop builder for the Cobra Law. The Guard, what's he called? The Guard? Royal Guard? Something like that. Anyway, it just makes sense to wrap it up with Globulus. I have no idea how much he's going to cost. I would assume 80, because he'd have that giant pod. I'm not a huge fan of that giant pod, though. I really hope it's a simplistic, cheap, easy clip-on so they can keep the price down. I don't really want them to be 80. The pod is nothing anywhere near as significant, in my opinion, as, say, Serpentor's Chariot. And so with that, I was expecting to hear about this. Probably will hear about it at Sdcc. So the next thing I was expecting to see that we didn't was a retro snow job. It's only time till it comes in. If you're curious, Dallas Vintage Toys sold this for $300, which if he AFA graded it, which he didn't because of probably the price sticker mark on it, but it's pretty clean. The figure itself's a little yellowed, but I was hoping to see that this was going to be something coming. I would have rather seen this than the Valkyrie. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me that we don't have this out yet for retro line like we saw with the Snow Serpent. But lastly, I'm going to make a prediction. I do think we are actually going to be getting more snow characters because of, obviously, the Snowcats coming. And whenever they do announce the snow job, I think we'll get Blizzard and just a couple of other. Because this one was the first of the snow characters that we got. We got the Iceberg figure pretty much up for pre-order right now. But then I could see Blizzard, I could see Snow Job, I could see more Snow Joes coming. So overall, I'm not highly impressive showing, but at the same time, I haven't spent much money. I haven't spent any. Technically, I haven't spent $1 on any of the classified stuff for Yojo June just yet, because the couple of pre-orders I did place aren't in yet. So let me know what you guys think about this. How much of this stuff did you pick up? How much did you pass on? Are you kind of like me that if you see it in the store, you'll pick it up? Kind of like maybe I'll get some of it. Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Yojo June out.